All right. So today, January 1st, 2024. Going to get some coffee. And the reason I'm making this video is because today is going to be the first day for the next, how many days are there in January? 30 days. For the remainder of January at least, I'm going to, and maybe longer, but definitely for the month of January, I'm going to not smoke any weed at all. So, you might be wondering, what's my reasoning for this? What's my relationship with weed? To be honest, well, I mean, I'm 24 years old, turning 25 this year. I've been smoking weed since I was like 15 years old. And ever since the pandemic, I have been pretty much an everyday user. I used to be pretty good with like not doing that. I used to, smoke at night exclusively. I would, smoke ran over a dude. I would skip days purposefully. Like I just wouldn't smoke weed every day. It wasn't even like a thing I had to make myself do. I just didn't. But ever since the pandemic happened, I started smoking weed pretty much all day, every day if I had the day off. Which during the pandemic I had every day off. So, well, I mean, not entirely. I started working it, but for periods of time, yeah, I had months off. No work, just getting high all the time. So that definitely affected my weed usage massively. So yeah, pretty much ever since then, I've never really, I've had like periods of time where I go like a week without it, like but it's always a tolerance break. It's never trying to stop. It's always just getting my tolerance back. I'm just gonna get 2 medium regulars. That's gonna be everything. Thank you. So yeah. Anyways. Alright, sorry about that. Pause the video for a moment because there was a homeless man next to me watching me and I felt uncomfortable. Yeah. Anyways, so my weed usage has become really unhealthy ever since the pandemic. And I've never really properly tried to quit. Again, just tolerance breaks, which is really, you're doing it just so you can get high again, not to have any of the benefits of not being high all the time. It's more just how can I get more high, which is really not escaping the addiction at all, or even really trying to be completely honest. So yeah, main reason I want to stop is, again, it's not a big, I actually don't know what I'm saying again because I don't even know if I said this. I do feel all over the place right now, even on just the first day of not smoking. My brain's a little scattered. But yeah, it's like my life's not in detriment from it, obviously, it's weed. And I think that's what almost makes it harder to stop sometimes. My life right now looks like go to work, go to the gym, and then come home, and then the rest of the day is kind of a freebie, do whatever I want. But definitely smoke weed in that time. And that's kind of what motivates, like, when I'm at the gym thinking like, fuck, I know I'm going to be home relaxing and stoned after, and the harder of a workout I have, the better I'm going to feel kind of thing, So yeah, my life's actually like I go to the gym almost every day. I've been bulking for like a while now. I've gone up from like 165, 170 average to like 190 to 195 averaging in my weight. So I've put on a lot of weight and muscle and stuff, and it's so like I've been doing positive things, It's not like my life is in detriment and horrible from it, but I just know I'm not like at 100%. I'm operating every day at like being generous. I'm operating at like 60% every day, I would say. Hold on. Hi. Yeah, Tim's card. you. Thank you, you too. Okay. We're done with the drive-through. I'll be a little less awkward now, maybe. But, yeah. So it makes it hard to quit when, you know, I'm actually living a pretty positive life, but, mainly, I want change. I want change in my life, and I feel like that's not gonna happen if I keep smoking weed. And to extend off of that, the second main reason is because I'm just tired. This is almost the same point, but I'm just tired of feeling the same all the time. And it's not even bad. It's not like I feel bad. I feel pretty damn happy all the time. Again, I'm doing a lot of positive things in my life. It's just, I feel like the emotional range that I feel is like so small, you know? Like it can almost all be pinned to like good or bad. There's no like complexity and nuance to the emotions that I experience. It's boring in that way, you know? And then on the flip side, it's not boring enough. It's like, you know, I'm numbed out in a sense to that. And I whoa, phone falls. Hold up, 1 second, point it. I can't use my hand. Hello? I'm back, we good? Alright. So yeah, it's not like I don't have to quit. I don't, and I think that kind of stuff makes it harder almost. But, I forget what I was saying. Okay, I remember now. That, yes, I would actually like to be aware of my boredness more. So that way I'm driven to do other things that are more spontaneous or whatever. A big part of this is that I want to move. I've been living in the same town my whole life. And again, like, it all comes back to none of it's that bad. None of it's that horrible. I don't have some, like, horrible sob story to tell, you know, or some, like, horror story of, like, you know, it's not dramatic. And, like, that makes it really easy to just keep doing it every day. And that's where I've been for a long time. It's like, you know, if you're doing all these positive things, you know. But I just know I'm going to stay doing the same things every day. And even if those are positive things, I just need to be in a blank slate kind of mind state more, where I'm, you know, not having to tackle just getting high. Like, you know, if you smoke weed, you get it kind of that, like, it creates this, like, why go out when I could just smoke weed and stay here and do this thing kind of feeling of just like, it's not social anxiety. It's just like not worth it. It just doesn't feel worth it to me. You know, I don't get enough of a reward out of socializing to really be that driven to go and do it. So it's little things like that. Like, it's not like I don't hang out with people. It's just I have to force myself to do it. There's a lot of things I have to force myself to do that I know if I wasn't high all the time, I would just naturally do them because I'd be bored. You get what I mean? Okay, I'm gonna try to make this snappy because I ran out of space on my phone. I've tried to wrap this up twice now, and it keeps telling me that I don't have enough space. Really frustrating. Anyways. Yeah. So, moral of the story is we're gonna not smoke weed for the next 30 days. I'm gonna document how I feel. I'm gonna try to do a video every day, because another thing I want to start doing is becoming more active on social media and stuff. And which I know smoking weed will help me to do more. Again, I'll just be more naturally motivated. When you're not high all the time, you need things to do, and you're more driven to do these things. You just have more like free time like that. Yeah, you have to dedicate time to getting high. It's crazy. It's a crazy kind of thing. It becomes this like weird. I don't know, but yeah, I'm gonna document how I feel. On a physiological level, right now, I actually feel really good. But I had the day off today, so, you know, it's the, you know, New Year's. I didn't like go out or anything last night, so I'm not hungover or anything, which is a good way to start the year. And that's the other reason I'm doing this, because the start of the year, it feels like, you know, it sounds corny, but like it's a year for change and shit. And like, I know that's dumb. Really, you could do that at any time, but there is something sort of symbolic about it. Why is this vein? Is that how I look all the time when I'm talking to people? Does my neck just vein up like that? Because that's kind of scary looking, dude. That's like not cool. Fuck. Yeah. So I'm gonna document how I feel every day. Yeah, right now I feel, damn man, I cannot stay on one track. I feel good. I did like an hour of cardio today on my bike. And I had the day off, so I've just been kind of chilling besides that. So nothing to stress me out and make me, you know. But day one's never that, well, sometimes it's horrible actually. Sometimes it's the worst day. It's really weird with quitting weed. You never really know. But so we'll see. I'll probably have a horrible sleep tonight. I can guarantee that's like that's like a given normally with weed, with quitting weed, that you're gonna have a bad couple sleeps, but you're gonna dream more, that's for sure, and eventually you'll be having better sleeps. I think I also just want to quit just to see what happens. You know, I ever since like I was 16 and I started smoking weed, I don't think I've quit for a month. Maybe I had periods of quitting that I don't remember from a long time ago because I smoked so much weed I don't remember. I think I might have had periods of quitting for a while. I don't know. It's hard to say. I've definitely not gone longer than 1 month. I could say that, I think, like 100%. Yeah, so I guess I just want to see what happens. I want to see how it affects my life. And yeah, so again, like, my life isn't in shambles, but I know that there's there's so much I'm missing out on in my own experience of things right now. And look, a lot of this is because of the pandemic. I hate to like blame any one thing like that, but I basically adapted because, again, I'm a musician. I had a band. We did like 3 shows and then this pandemic happened, right? So it was really, really bad timing for me. I was really depressed at first about that, like really depressed about it. And the only thing I could do to really cope was just get high and kind of forget about it. And for like a long time, that was just the only thing I could do, right? Like there was no like, oh, if I just do this or if I just do, like, it was something I couldn't control. So my reaction, and at that time, you know, I don't necessarily think it was the worst thing. I mean, I feel like if I had spent the last 2 years not sober, I'd be pretty much in the same place that I am now. I don't know, maybe that's wrong, but there was really not much I could do anyways. But it's been a while now. And the other thing was, for a long time I was like, well, I'm not going to get back into these habits again because they're just going to shut everything down again. I'm going to get back on the good track and then they're just going to shut everything down again. And like, that actually happened that actually happened, or things were looking fine and I was like, no, it's going to happen again. I'm not going to give into this. And I didn't. And sure as fuck, good thing I didn't, because everything shut down again for like another year. So I'm not resentful at all. Can you tell? But, you know, you can't use those things as an excuse or a reason to, and if I'm going to be honest, it got me into this place of just smoking weed all the time. And as a cope, as a way of like not dealing, because I couldn't do anything, but now I can. And my life needs to change. And that band's over now. And that was one thing that really sucked, was that we were in this great place, and then by the time everything was over, you know, my drummer wanted to move, my guitar player just didn't have the time anymore. He was too busy. He had graduated, got a full-time job. It was just, you know, a really, really bad timing that way. So anyways, that band's over now. So I don't even have a band anymore. I want to move, I think, to Toronto. It's where a lot of my family lives, and it's the land of opportunity, you know. There's, you know, I live in a small town, so really anything like that would be a step up, but, you know, Toronto's like a metropolis. And yeah, a lot of my family lives there, so I want to move there and just, you know, really, I mean, I want to go to do music stuff, But I just want to be there. I want to be in Toronto. I want to be in a place where all my talents, all my skills, anything is like related to creativity, you know. I could maybe do some stand-up comedy. I could maybe do some acting, voice acting. Any of these kinds of things is what I'm interested in doing. And there's lots of opportunity for that there. So, yeah, I want to be in a place where those things are happening and where, yeah, I just want to be in the land of opportunity. And, again, there was no point to that for like the past couple years. And now there is. And now I think it's time for, if that change is going to happen, I need to change, you know, on a deeper level. And I think quitting weed will be the best thing for me. Might I also just add to this video that I also quit vaping last year. There was another kind of positive or a reason I kind of got into the habit of like, oh, smoke your weed, like that's fine. Don't worry about that because, you know, just get vaping off the table. And I haven't vaped in like it's been like 6 months or something. It's been maybe even longer than that. I know it was like around June in the summer. Yeah, it was in June, early June, I think. So it's been like, yeah, about 6 months. So that's not a concern of mine anymore. And I'm very proud of myself for that, because that was, again, years of doing that and trying to quit at certain times and, you know, and coming back to it and like the yo-yoing, which really fucking sucks when that happens, because you start to really convince yourself it's never going to happen, because, you know, how many times have I tried and failed? You just accept it, that this is who you are. But, how many times have I said Boram Dinej? That's the joke that only very Canadian people will get. Not even all of us will understand. But yeah, so we're just gonna see what happens. Later this year, I'm planning on moving to Toronto. I'm also planning on just making more content in general. I gotta get my shit together. You know, I spent a long time of like, I think when the pandemic started, I was becoming this kind of person. And I knew who I wanted to be. And I knew what I wanted to do. I had a really strong sense of that. And then it was all shattered. It was all like the rug was really pulled out from under me. And I tried to keep that alive for a long time until it just kind of naturally died off in me, because it just... things had changed so much. And I think I'm in a place now where I'm ready to get back to being who I am, you know? For a long time, I just have been in this weird cope stage where I'm not really being who I am. Like, I'm not fully, I don't know how else to put it, but I'm just not fully myself, or I'm not fully actualized or whatever. And I just feel like that's never even been a problem for me. Like, I've always been that way. I've always been very much myself and known myself pretty damn well. But when, you know, I don't know, I guess, the rug was pulled out from under me, and it was just like, well, you can't now. There's nowhere to do that. There's nowhere to be a musician. This has turned into like a weird COVID rant now, but the point is, we're going to not smoke weed, and we're going to see what happens. We're going to see how it affects my mental and my physical health. I mean, maybe my PRs in the gym will go up. I don't know. I don't really think it has that much of an effect on my physical health. Like, I don't feel that very often. There are times where I'll get like tightness in my lungs and stuff, and I will realize like, damn, that's probably from smoking weed, but it definitely is. But I don't, well, I wouldn't say definitely, because I did have like asthma kind of things when I was younger. I had an inhaler at one point. Yeah, we're gonna see what happens. That's it. That's what it comes down to. I'm not doing this for any, you know, I've listed some of my motivations there, but it's none of it is, that's not the only reason. The main reason is, again, I'm just tired. I'm just sick and tired of being sick and tired, kind of thing. You know, I'm tired of feeling just the same way every day. Like I said, even though that's not bad always, like I don't feel horrible every day, I'm just tired of feeling the same way every day. It really has limited my emotional experience, I think, to like feeling tired, good, happy, sad kind of thing. You know what I mean? Like, nothing very poetic and that's the weird thing, is it's like drains your kind of for me at least, it's kind of drained a lot of my creative energy. I don't know how much of that is situational, plus the weed just not helping. But I feel like in order to get out of the situational things now, the only way to do that. So it's not, again, like a lot of it's not even because of weed. It's more just like, it's other things that aren't going to change until I stop smoking weed. So yeah, I could probably keep talking forever, but I think that's probably good. That's probably good. That's probably like what, 20-ish minutes of a video. That's pretty long. They probably won't all be this long, but maybe they will. I don't know. Maybe I'm just gonna become a YouTuber now. I don't know. But yeah, day one. I should have done that. Day one. But then I look like a douchebag hockey player. Want me to really look like a hockey player? Boom. Fuck yeah, buddy. Got the flow ski going. Yeah, buddy. This reminds me of people I went to high school with a lot. Anyways, yeah. Day one with the boys. So yeah, as you can see, I feel pretty good. I'm laughing and giggly, and I feel pretty good. I feel pretty good for the first day. I guess we'll just see where it goes from here. So I don't have any kind of outro yet, but like, bless up, stay positive, you know what I'm saying? Fucking new year, new you. Hopefully you're doing some new shit also. Something positive for yourself. It could be small. It could be little things. It doesn't have to be quitting stuff. Maybe you don't even have a substance abuse problem, you know? It sounded weird saying that out loud, that I have a substance abuse problem, but I guess they technically do. Yeah. Anyways, again, I'm just continuing to go. Have a good day. Happy New Year. And I will see you in the next video. Tomorrow, I suppose. All right.